Are you guys possibly struggling with the new contest? Well, in today's video, I'll show you how you can easily win almost all your games in the contest. I have tested a lot of strategies out, including my mini account and on my main account. So, I have found the best brawlers for this mode, and I'll tell you and share you all of the best brawlers in this video and much more. So, without wasting your time, let's get straight into the video. So, first of all, let me explain the strategy for this contest. Well, in my previous video, if you have watched it, you know I explained that you want to keep the match going as long as possible, and basically you just want to farm damage. For this mode, you do not want to be doing that. This mode is based on luck. I have figured out that even if you have a good comp, you can still end up losing because you can recover so much that you will lose. So you need to make sure not to just farm damage, and your point is to win the game straight away. So do not farm damage and just win the game instantly if you can, because at the overtime, the card is so fast, they can easily win if they just eliminate you. Your respawn time, by the time you respawn, they're going to win. So your main goal is to win the game as fast as possible, because those overtime points is better to take than those extra points for damage, because you will have a chance to lose and you'll lose the 2.5 multiplier. So just win the match as fast as possible. Now, let's talk about what strategies people are using. Now, what I noticed that there is one comp that people are using that is almost in every third or second match. And the combo is Frank and the healer. So knowing this, you want to go counter comps. The problem is people also go counter comps. So you also want to play safe. So you need to balance on what brawlers you play, and I'll explain which brawlers are the best to play in this mode right now. So starting off with a comp that is pretty easy to use, let's start with Surge and Gale. Now, Surge and Gale are pretty easy to use, and they can deal enough damage that they can easily just push away brawlers, so they can easily go on the card. Now, Gale can save a lot of games with his super and his gadget, and Surge can basically just hide behind walls and start pressuring the enemies. So this comp is actually amazing. Now, another comp that is amazing is Byron and Frank. Now, yes, if you can't beat him, you want to join them. But I will explain why you want to go Byron. So, if you are comfortable with going this comp and your Frank knows how to dodge shots, this comp is really good. But there's one thing you want to do for this comp that will make this comp even better and be able to counter the other Frank comps. Now, if you go Byron, you know that poison basically reduces healing. So that's already a plus. There's one more thing that you can do. For this mode, if you go his other star power, which reduces healing by 75%, you can counter the other Frank comps. And this just makes Byron so good for this map, both to counter and also because this map is pretty open. So it's pretty long range, and Byron can easily counter the Franks because he will prevent them from healing 75%. So you can easily counter and win heal-offs. So what you want to do is, if you have the other star power that reduces healing by 75%, and when you have your super, you want to use your super on the Frank. And this will just reduce his healing, which will make this comp so good. Now, the Frank's job is pretty easy. Frank's job is to play aggressive. Now, make sure Frank has his hypercharge, as his hypercharge can clutch a lot of times. And if Frank can just play aggressive and also hide behind walls and dodge shots, he can be really good. And with Byron healing him, they cannot keep up the damage even if they have damage counters. Now, if you're not feeling both of those comps, I have another comp which is really good. Now, this comp involves Fang and Otis. Now, you might be wondering, why these two brawlers? These two brawlers are pretty underplayed. Well, Fang and Otis is really good. Now, you can replace Otis for Colette, but honestly, I think Otis is so good for this map. Like, I played him, and he's extremely good in this mode. And I think he's kind of underrated. So Otis's job will be to basically get his super, and if any tank tries to just push, you can easily just super them. Even if a Surge tries to rush you, you can easily just super him and not let him stage up. So you will not let him stage up, and you'll also not let him shoot, which is really amazing because Surge is just slow. So if the enemy plays Surge, you can easily hit your super. And for Fang, he can easily just finish brawlers off. Now, if you have Colette, then you can deal a lot of damage and Fang can just easily finish the brawlers off. But if you have Otis, you can also pressure them with Otis's gadget, which is the ink. And basically, if they do try to hide behind walls, he can easily just pressure enemies with his ink gadget. And this will prevent them from hiding behind walls. But you only have 3 gadgets, so this will not work later on. And another thing is, Fang has a star power, which basically, if he kills someone, he gets his super back instantly, but he needs to kill someone with his super. Now, if you use this star power, you are going to be able to just chain supers with Fang, because Otis and Colette can get brawlers low, and Fang can just keep on supering and killing people with his super. And this will be able for Fang to just chain supers and get his hypercharge pretty quickly. So this is why Otis and Fang is such an amazing brawler for this mode, as Otis can just deal with the tanks and Fang can just finish them off and keep on getting his super. Another thing that Fang has is his gadget, so if there are Franks on the map, you can easily just gadget before they super. Now, another comp is Crow and Buster. Now, the reason you want to play Crow is because his poison can just eliminate healing. Basically, when you hit someone with Crow's poison, poison reduces healing, which makes Crow really good. But another thing that makes Crow really good is they're not able to heal. So you can easily just pressure them and make them go back. As for Buster, when he gets a super, he can easily just start pushing in and start playing really aggressive. But Buster needs to get a super, so if you're not feeling comfortable with Buster, you can go someone else like BB or any other tank. But honestly, I think Buster is such an amazing brawler here, as he can play really aggressive when he gets a super. Also, he does have that gadget that can pull in enemies, which is really good. So you can also defend yourself with the gadget and easily hit enemies and get your super even quicker. Another thing about Buster's hypercharge is he can cancel attacks. For example, if Frank is about to super you, Buster can gadget. If a Colette is about to super you, Buster can cancel her attack, I'm pretty sure. Or like anything that if a brawler tries to hit you, like if a Brock is supering and he uses his gadget, it'll cancel out their supers, which makes Buster really good. Another thing about Crow that makes him really good is his hypercharge. I know it is kind of long to charge, but when you have his hypercharge, you can 2v1 them. So if there's 2 people there and you have his hypercharge and they're close together, you can pretty much just easily eliminate them, and this will give you a more chance to win. And this is especially good for the end game. So I would suggest, if you do get Crow's hypercharge, to keep it for the end game. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Now, if you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. And also, if you know any other comps, leave them down in the comments below, as I will read them and see if they're also good, and maybe I'll try them out tomorrow. So yeah, have a good day and bye bye.